In today's world, many Muslims, without even realizing it, regularly violate a number of Islamic prohibitions, considering them trivial or not giving them importance. But did you know that even seemingly insignificant actions can seriously affect your faith and spiritual state? Let's look at which prohibitions are most often ignored and why it is so important to observe them. One of the most common offenses is usury riba. Many people take loans from banks without thinking about the fact that interest is haram. Allah has strictly forbidden riba in the Quran, comparing those who engage in usury to those who are possessed. Surah Al-Baqarah, 275. But does this stop us? We justify ourselves by saying that everyone lives like this or there is no other way out. But Islam offers alternatives: interest-free loans, Islamic banks, sadaqah. Another injunction that is often violated is gossip jiba. We like to discuss others, using phrases like "I'm just stating facts" or "it's his own fault." But the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Jiba is to mention about your brother what he would not like Muslim." In doing so, we forget that every word of gossip will have to be accounted for on the Day of Judgment. And what about time? How many hours do we waste on social media, soap operas, or aimless surfing on the internet, even though we know that time is an eminent trust from Allah? The Prophet PBUH warned, the feet of a slave will not be moved on the Day of Judgment until he is asked about 4 things. And how he spent his time at Tirmizi. Clothing is another painful issue. Many men wear silk and gold even though it is forbidden for them. Women neglect the hijab or wear it formally, leaving their hair or body parts uncovered. We make excuses. It is a different time, I am not ready yet, the main thing is in the heart. But has Allah changed his laws? Music is perhaps the most controversial point. Many people listen to songs with obscene lyrics and justify themselves by saying, "I don't listen to the lyrics or it's just background." But is music that glorifies sin permissible? Imam al-Ghazali wrote that music that distracts from the remembrance of Allah is a trap of shaitan. What about mixed company, study, work, even family celebrations? Everywhere we violate the boundaries set by the Sharia. We're just socializing, there's nothing wrong with that, we say. But didn't the Prophet, peace be upon him, warn that shaitan is always present between a man and a woman? Food is another area of risk. We eat without checking the composition, without wondering if the food has pork gelatin or alcohol. "I didn't do it on purpose, it's a drop, it doesn't count," we justify ourselves. But hasn't Allah forbidden us to even come close to haram? Eyes are also a frequent sin. We look at the forbidden, making excuses. "I just glimpsed it, it happened to catch my eye." But didn't the Prophet, peace be upon him, say that a glance is one of the poisoned arrows of shaitan? Language is a separate topic altogether. We swear without even intending to fulfill the promise, we say inshallah automatically without putting the meaning in, we lie for good. But didn't Allah forbid lying, even in jest? The heart is where the real trouble is. Envy, pride, hatred, we carry it within us, covering ourselves with just anger or objective criticism. But didn't the Prophet, peace be upon him, say that there is a piece of flesh in the body which, if corrected, will correct the whole body? Money. How often do we save on zakat, put off sadaqah, regret helping the needy? We say, "I don't have enough myself, when I get rich, I will help then." But don't we know that alms does not decrease wealth, but increases it? Namaz is the basis of the basics, but how often do we postpone it, shorten it, do it inattentively? "I will succeed before the end of time, Allah sees my heart," we comfort ourselves. But didn't the Prophet, peace be upon him, call namaz the first thing that will be asked on the Day of Judgment? Parents, we are rude to them, forget to call them, disregard their opinions. They themselves are not perfect, I have my own life, we justify ourselves. But hasn't Allah linked his contentment with the contentment of parents? Dua, we ask Allah, but we don't believe in the answer, we don't show perseverance, we forget to give thanks. Allah knows what I need anyway, we say. But hasn't he promised to answer those who call out to him? So why do we continue to violate these prohibitions? Because shaitan has stolen our sense of sin from us. We have gotten used to it, we have humbled ourselves, we have found excuses. But isn't this the path to spiritual death? The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his flock." Al-Bukhari. So let us stop looking for excuses and start correcting ourselves. Today, now, before it's too late, because Allah does not change people's situation until they change themselves.